Okay, um, what I'd like to show you guys is how to do well, it's usually called a Japanese binding, but I call it Chinese binding because originally it came from China. But before I do that, I want to show you this method I have for writing and drawing, which is basically using rice paper. Now, rice paper is a little bit transparent. It's very absorbent and slightly transparent. Now you have to make sure that this rice paper is not coated. So this rice paper is raw on both sides. Sometimes when you buy rice paper, it has a coating on it so it doesn't bleed through to the next page. But in this case, this paper is from China and it's actually, raw rice paper. So before showing you the binding, this is kind of the gist of what I'm trying to do. Is we're making a book like this, and then we're going to be doing some writing or drawing on this side. Now, what happens is that because the rice paper is very porous, it bleeds through to the next page slightly, right? Which enables you to use the bleed through as your guide for the next page, right? So here we have it, boom, 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 like that. And then if you look through it, you'll see a very faint impression of what that was on the previous page, and that's basically what we're using. That is sort of like the method of this book. Now, of course, this binding can be used with any kind of paper. In this case, I'm using rice paper because I want to show you this method, right? But basically what we do is we take a stack of rice paper. This is, I don't know how many sheets this is, 60, 70. And I divide it up so there's a center line, and then two extreme point lines, and then in between. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, to make holes in this kind of thing, you could either use like a dowel to cut through it, or you can use. I bought this thing, which makes holes, kind of perfect holes, without leaving. I don't even know what it's called. Is it called a chaff? Remember the election when in Florida they had chaffs on the election ballots? Well, this prevents that kind of thing, and so basically you take it and you can cut through the page. I'm not going to use it in this case, but that makes it a very clean cut like that, right? But for you guys, I'm going to do it the way I do it usually when I teach lots of students, because the previous method is too labor intensive. So I just take a drill and I go through all the pages. Now, the first and the last page, when you're doing this, should be a heavier stock, because that is the cover and the back cover. In this case, I'm not doing that because I'm going to add these pages to an existing book. So here we have it. Now you can see this is kind of messy. That can be prevented by using this kind of tool if you want to, or just using a dowel. So there it is. These are the cuts. These are the holes that we have. Now, there's two ways to start this book. You usually start it from one hole in, either this one or this one, and you go through it. If you really want to get professional, you start it in the middle of the book and go through. And then you come back and you tie it in the middle, but I'm not going to do that either. So we're going to just simply start it like this, come through, hold enough at the end to tie a knot, right? All the way around, right? And then you tighten it nice and tight. There. And then around the spine and back inside, right? And then you go to the next one, through and tighten it a little bit, around the back and back inside. And then we go to the last one, which is a little bit messy, this one, for some reason. Let's see here. Maybe I'll just drill that one more time, just to make sure. So we're back here, and then we go, let's say we're here, we'll go through. That hole was not really aligned well, so it's a bad example of a hole. But so we go around and we come through one more time, right? So now you've come through in the spine. Then you go around the edge here and you come through again on the same hole. Now you have kind of the beginning of a binding. And then you go back, you walk it back where you came from. Boom, through, back, through, and keep walking it across the spine. Keep walking it. And then you come to the end of here and you do the same thing you did over here. You go around, through, around the edge, through, and now you finish it off by tying it like this. You go around the edge here, around the cord here, and you tie a knot. This is quite a messy thing. I haven't really been very careful with hole placement and all that stuff, but you get the idea. It's just general like that, and that is a Japanese Chinese binding, whatever you want to call it, right? There. Okay. Thank you.